Hello, welcome back to my channel. So I'm tired as hell, so this is going to be a real quick video, but I want to talk more about Brittney's criminal history and a few things I found about her. So first, I looked at her Facebook before I made this video, and I noticed she did update her profile. So for the longest, it's been saying she's single, even though she's engaged to Andy now, and she finally changed her relationship status to in a relationship, and she says that she is a cast member at Sharp Entertainment, and it shows that she has a master's in cosmetology and dermatology, or she's trying to get her master's at Georgia Northwestern Technical College. So I was trying to look into her criminal history, and I came across this article from the Gilmer County Sheriff's Office. It said for immediate release. This is in September 2017. It says the investigation of a methamphetamine distribution network continues. Agents of the Zell Miller Mountain Parkway Drug Task Force, along with deputies from Gilmer, Pickens, and Fannin County Sheriff's Offices, alongside officers from a few other police departments, probation officers, and DA investigators. So they conducted a roundup operation on Wednesday, September 6th, serving arrest warrants on individuals involved in the ongoing methamphetamine investigation. So 13 individuals were taken into custody, and these individuals have been charged with conspiracy to violate the Georgia Controlled Substances Act and use of a communication device to facilitate a drug transaction. So it says those charged are, and Brittney is one of the 13 individuals listed, but the interesting thing is on the show and on her Facebook, her name is spelled Brittney, and that's how it is on her arrest records. But here, when the sheriff's office listed her out, they spelled her name Brittany. But there is a picture of her below this we're about to get to that confirms that it is that Brittney. And you know what I thought was the most interesting about this? It says that they got in trouble for and charged with use of a communication device to facilitate a drug transaction. And now that makes sense why Brittney was leaving her phone in Andy's car in the last episode, and the daughter had to call Andy's phone because she couldn't get a hold of Brittney, and Brittney was just trying to claim, oh, I don't want to leave with it or have it on me because that's over $500 and that's a felony, so he can charge me with a felony. But the only reason you'd have to really worry about that is if you're just trying to like dip out and leave. But why do you have to leave in his car? And she's on the side of the road in the last episode asking random people to use their phone to make a phone call, and I'm assuming because she was too scared to do it on her own phone because she didn't want to get in trouble for this again. So here's her picture that they had be underneath the post alongside the other 12 people that they put arrest warrants out for. And she got a lot of backlash for her smiling in her picture. A lot of people were commenting like, oh, selling drugs and killing our kids and just smiling about it. And then some people were coming to her defense in the comments saying that they knew Brittney personally and people need to stop being so hard on her because even though she may be on drugs, she still tries to put on a good face for her children. Then other people are clapping back at the commenter who said that, and they're like, well, how can she be such a great mother when she doesn't have custody of any of her kids back when she got arrested for this? So I just came across this on Twitter, and Brittney's clapping back to people, and she responded to somebody who was dragging her for just using Andy, and she said, that is the point of filming. You act like this is a family, not an effing drama-fed TV show. I did what I did, and I got where I need to be. And Andy and I are both just doing fine. And then I noticed that Andy isn't the only one doing online gambling. She was also pushing this app where you can do gambling online. So it looks like some of his ways have rubbed off on her. And then she posted some pictures saying, I'm so blessed to be with my kids, eating at Soho's Yummy. And then you can see Andy pictured with her. Brittney is also claiming that the scene where Andy gave her $500 was fake. She said, y'all are wondering, well, it did go to getting my kids back, the $500 she got. She said, thank you. The only reason I did this ish was for the money so I could get my kids. And I had them. It was never Andy's money, it was the show money, but they had us discuss it as if it was him gifting me. And then she responded to someone else. She said, we're great, and the show did a great job of creating BS and drama. But Andy and I are great, and so are the kids. The show is what it is, a show. So I tried to look more into her criminal history. In 2017, it shows that she had 2 drug court violations. And someone typically gets these type of violations when they don't show up to take a urine test or they fail a urine test. And then it says in May 2017, she got 2 burglary charges. And then back in 2017, she had a failure to appear for a fingerprintable charge, which was a misdemeanor. And she did not have a good year in 2017 one bit. In January 2017, she got 2 charges of possession of a drug-related object, which is paraphernalia, and then she also got in trouble in 2016 for possession of a drug-related object, and she also had 2 of those charges and 2 possession of methamphetamine charges. Then she also got in trouble 3 months before that in 2016, and she was arrested for 2 charges of open container in a vehicle, and she had 2 bench warrants. And this is her mugshot from that arrest, and she looks so different. She's rocking the blonde hair, and she's got like some side swept bangs going on, and she's a lot thinner than she is now, but you know, it's probably because of the drugs. And so these are some pictures of Brittney before she started having issues with drugs, back before the demons got her. But you can look at her eyes and you can see the light in her eyes compared to now. You look in her eyes and they just seem so empty and dark. You feel like you're staring at the devil. So she also got 2 other drug court violations in 2015. And that's sad to see she was not able to complete drug court, because with drug court, it's her first time felons, and if you complete drug court successfully, then they dismiss your record, so you will not be a felon. But instead, she kept getting in trouble. Now she has all these felonies on her record, and she's been in and out of prison multiple times. So those violations were in December 2015, and a month prior to that, in November 2015, she had 2 more drug court violations. So as I previously reported, I learned from Andy's second wife that Andy and Brittney are actually engaged right now. And she actually left Andy for like a month to go to one of her ex drug dealer boyfriends, and he got sick and tired of her because all Brittney was doing was just bumming and begging for drugs all the time. So he ended up kicking her to the curb, and she went running back to Andy, and now they're engaged, which I just don't get it. After how we've seen them, especially at this last episode, like he gives her the money and she don't want anything to do with him after that because it's all about the money. I cannot get why you'd want to put a ring on that. I don't get how this man can look at Brittney after everything that she's put him through and be like, oh yeah, that girl is wifey material right there. So they are still going strong. Just about like 3 or so weeks ago, they were spotted at a Best Buy together. So Andy and Gracie were spotted together. Some people were saying that Gracie was crying in Best Buy. I don't know. I can't tell if it's just like the way her face was at the time the picture was taken, or she really was crying. And then Brittney was pictured in another aisle by herself, and this was posted in a Facebook group. And also, I wanted to just update you guys about Nicole. So I did reach out to the local police department, and they said that she has not had any new arrests. So I'm assuming that she got a probation violation since she got in more trouble, since they don't have any information on her arrest. Like when I asked for her arrest information, they just sent me information from her April arrest, and I'm like, well, what about this recent one? And they're like, well, we don't have no other arrest. This is Nicole's mugshot from her April arrest, and this is her most recent mugshot. But the only other details they gave me that hasn't already been shared is when Nicole was arrested in April. So she was pulled over because she didn't have her headlights on, which Stark hasn't already reported that. But the only new information that hasn't already been reported on is they revealed the reason why they searched the car is because he ended up pulling her over, and when he looked inside the car, he saw 2 pill bottles, and that's when he searched the car, and he found 4 different drugs and 2 different type of pills, which that means that girl was riding hella dirty. And I just don't get how you can be so dumb just to ride around with your pill bottles hanging out like that, when the pill bottles are filled with pills that are not prescribed to you. It don't even make any sense. And at least leave that stuff at home. Like, why are we riding all around town with that stuff? So I did ask Deontay because he did say on his live, as I reported in my last video, that he did meet up with Nicole's sugar daddy a while back, but he ended up cutting her off after he ended up buying her a car, bought her a phone, bought her new set of boobs, and then Nicole still wouldn't come off the coochie for him, so he finally gave up. But before he gave up, he was feeling intimidated by Deontay, and Nicole was refusing to stop hanging out with Deontay, and that guy felt some type of way about it. So Deontay told me that's why Nicole had him meet up with this guy, so he could feel better about him and Nicole hanging out. So Deontay showed up, and he said it was so awkward, and WeTV's missing out because that would have been one hell of an episode right there. But he said the whole time this old man was like putting his arms around Nicole and trying to show Deontay like, this is my girl. And Deontay's like, you don't have nothing to worry about. We're just friends. Even though he is capping at the guy because they're still hooking up all the time. And so he ended up convincing this guy that nothing was going on so they could continue to hang out. And I just thought that was interesting, and I found that out after I had already recorded my last video. So I just want to fill you guys in with all that, but I am so freaking tired right now. Ever since his time change last week, I have been so off and so exhausted all day, every day. So hopefully that changes soon because, man, it is rough. But let me get off here so I can go to bed. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. Check out my lashes and cosmetics at AccordingtoAmber.com. Stay tuned for my Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.